Welcome back. And here it is. Here we are for a very important topic. These are a very specially curated, designed sessions for you at Salma Moosa Talks. These sessions are designed for not just 1 year, 2 years, or a decade. More than 3 decades is where this knowledge, the lessons, and everything comes along. So wait for it. Listen up, follow our page, understand when it's being launched, and be here with us because these next 20 minutes or so would be something which you would definitely take away a lot of lessons from. And today, being the first of this kind, we have a very special session, a very special topic to be specific, and a very well, what do you say, spoken, a lot said about, a lot discussed. And frankly speaking, from the time you start walking, your parents start telling you about this. Yeah, it's about failures. I know. We've been there. We've heard that term. We've grown up listening to the fact that we shouldn't fail in our exams. We shouldn't fail in whatever we do. Then we've grown up trying to hide our failures from our parents. Then we've further grown up trying to hide our failures from our boyfriends and spouses and things like that. And slowly and steadily, the term failure becomes something which even we get scared of. But then off late, from the time the startup gig has started it. That's where the fun has started. Now everyone started talking, it's okay to fail. It's okay to fail. It's cool to fail. Trust me, it's not cool to fail. And it's not just okay to fail. It's important you fail. That's why today's topic is never, and in fact, me knowing me a little bit, I again repeat, never ever underestimate failure. And what I would like to address today in just a few very specific bullet point lessons for you, that it is absolutely important for you to fail. What failure does to you and what it kind of turns your career, your life, your thought process around. The person who walks out of the other side of the failure turns out to be a better human being, a stronger person, and an absolutely dynamic entrepreneur. So let's talk about failure first. What is failure? We all know it, right? I'm not going to take a lot of time on what is failure. Failure is very simple. Falling is not failure. When you fall and you choose not to get up is failure. Let's get that out of the way. It's very, very important. We all fall. Falling is absolutely not failure. But if you choose to not get up, if you choose to select reasons around it saying, hey, I'm not going to do this, I've burnt myself out, X, Y, and Z, and you choose to stay where you are, is when you fail. So now when we say it's okay to fail, let's first take that very cliche statement out of this window here, because it's just not okay to fail. Why do we make it, from the times when our parents would tell us that you're not supposed to fail, you need to pass in all the subjects, 40 is the passing mark. You remember, at least from my school times, 40 is the passing mark. Why the hell is 40 the passing mark? So that's from there we think calling failure that it's okay to fail is we are getting better. No, you do not need to get better. You need to become greater. And you become great when you fail. So let me take a case study. So my talk, as you all know, many of you would have heard me before, would have seen me in person. I just don't give gyan. I just tell you everything with examples, with case studies, and absolutely my story. The reason we started this Salma Moosa Talks, this space, this platform, is purely one of the topmost reasons is to make sure that I bring my life's lessons to you, to make it easier for you. So yes, today I'm going to talk about some of my failures. If I need to talk about all my failures, we need to be here for the next 4 days. So let's do this. One of my failures is what I'm going to talk about. But before that, Let me give you a kind of a perspective to this when I say why failure is important. The first things first. I'm sure many of you have run races or, have gone for jogging or have just done your daily workouts, right? Exercise, any form of physical exercise. When you go about doing that and you're running on a path, so for the sake of clarity, let's say you're running on a path and you run fast. You have to reach your destination to break your own previous record, and you run fast and you just fall. You hit something, you hit a hurdle, and you fall. Now, what happens when you fall? When you fall, you get up that very second and you make the run for your destination and you get to the ribbon. You cut the ribbon off. But then, because you fell there, the next time when you run that path, you'll immediately remember that you had fallen there, that there was something which hit you and you fell there. You wouldn't remember the things you passed by when you were running without any problems. That's life for us. When things go good, when things go great, when there are amazing things happening for you, when in your business you're getting customers, you're getting investors, you're getting people to walk along with you, you don't remember those moments. You don't see where your faults. You don't see what you did wrong because it just passes away as a happy moment. But when something goes down, like the day your co-founder just one fine day decided to quit your startup, or maybe someday where one of your team member, who's your strongest team member, decides to take another job in your competitor's company, the day when you had to do your most important pitch, you met with a minor accident, you were not able to make it, you'd remember that. We as human beings are tuned to remember challenges, to remember things which put us in pain and trouble. But when you remember that, you also remember what you went through to come out of it. And when you remember what you did to come out of it, you'll remember what your strengths are. And when you remember your strengths, you become better at what you're doing. That's the reason when you run a race, when you run a path, and you just immediately reach the spot where you have fallen, you avoid it. And when you avoid it, you catch up with pace. You become more confident and you break your own records. So quickly to tell you this, around 6-7 years back, I was on a road trip, express highway to Chennai. I was on the driving seat. That was the day I last drove a vehicle. My elder son, was sitting in the seat next to me. Out of the blue, we were at around 120 kilometers per hour and we were like plowing it. Out of the blue, a two-wheeler guy just came over from nowhere and he hit us. And he came and fell on the side my son was. And my son was hurt on his forehead. He was bleeding. There were glass pieces all over it. And the severe accident was that the two-wheeler died on the spot, two-wheeler guy. I was in the middle of the highway trying to stop vehicles to go about and help us to get us to the ambulance, to the hospital, to take this dead body and to get things out. I knew it was a dead body because he was very badly hit. I was myself shivering. It took me half an hour to get out of that place. But to fast forward this 7 years down the line, even today when I pass that part of the highway, I tell my driver, hey, watch out. Don't go on that side of the road because villagers come suddenly there. I remember that. I don't remember the 1,000 times where I stopped to kind of, eat ice cream, or I stopped to have an evening sunset to watch on the highway. I don't remember the time when I came smiling because I cut a beautiful deal. I don't remember the date when it happened where I kind of got my biggest university deal from that same highway. I don't remember the day when I had lost some more weight and I looked beautiful in the rearview mirror and I looked at myself and said, wow, Salma, you look beautiful. I don't remember those days, but I remember the day when I'd met with an accident. And that makes me stronger. So what I'm trying to say here is that you need to fail to become greater, to become better at what you're doing, to achieve your dreams. Think about it. If you get a dream and you don't wake up and you don't miss that what you were looking at and what you were seeing, you wouldn't fight for it. If you really lived in a dream 24/7, it become a part of your life. Just like how right now you wake up, you go brush your teeth, you go make your breakfast, you go to the office, you book an Uber, that's become a part of your life. It doesn't, need you to celebrate. Do you celebrate when your Uber lands up in 2 minutes to your door? You don't. But the day Uber is not there and you're standing and fighting with auto guys, and the next day the Uber lands up in 2 minutes and say, wow, my Uber is here. So that's the thing. And today, in the last 10 minutes, I'm going to take this very important time to tell you, what failure has done to me. Today, I'm sitting at a brink of a near-to-death experience which my company might succumb to. A company that has investors in it, company that has a revenue model, a company that has pulled through many great events and milestones for itself. But with a set of collective wrong decisions, it's come to a point of a shutdown. But you know why it's special that it's come to that point? Because if that hadn't happened, you wouldn't have had me here, right here, where today, through that company, I was able to reach to 30,000 entrepreneurs in India. And right now, through this channel, I'm looking at impacting millions of entrepreneurs from across the world. This day wouldn't have been possible if I wouldn't have failed in my startup. So yes, failure is important. And the day you start recognizing that, the day you stop talking about failure and go out there and get your asses get failed, then you better realize how good you are and how strong you are. Yes, I will use these languages. This is me. This is who I am. And you know me this way. Just because I'm here in this channel doesn't change anything. If you want to know more about my failures, I take pride in making sure that I take you for a beer or a coffee. That one's on me. But I'd love to talk about it to you. But most important, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. It's not the button you click. It's a decision you make that, yes, I want to know more from here. I don't want to repeat what she has done. I don't want to waste 49 years of my life like Salma and do what I have to do, because I'm going to take her life, her lessons, and make it mine and achieve much more than what she could ever would have thought. And go guys, make me proud, because I super love you and I'm super excited to take this journey with you guys. Love you all.